Greetings, this is the Instrument Sidekick video for the Baritone, page 14, Valve Maintenance Part 2. Valve Maintenance Part 2, page 14, that is right. So, last one, we opened up our valve oil, we got the valve out, and we're being careful with the spring, alright? Now, next, just like when we're emptying water, we want to make sure that when we're doing this, we're going to be doing this over a garbage can, okay? So when we're oiling this valve, we want to do it over a garbage can so we don't get anything stained, okay? We're going to want to have it away from our face and always aimed away from our face. What we're going to do is when we put oil on it, we're going to dab areas of the valve around the holes, okay? Don't put oil in the holes. That's where we want air to go through, okay? It's the area around the holes that need to be sliding up and down inside the valve casing, okay? So that's where we gotta dab, okay? And we just want a few drops, okay? Just a few drops. It does not need to be coated with tons and tons of oil. In fact, it's possible to have too much oil. If you put too much oil on it, it's going to be like it's sloshing through, okay? If you've ever been in a pool and tried to run as fast as you can in the pool, obviously you can't run the same way you do in outside of a pool. It slows you down because there's so much water, okay? If you get too much oil, that's what happens. So we hold it over the garbage can, all right? And we just turn this over and we dab, okay? Turn it upside down and dab. Each time you touch it, naturally a little bit of oil will come out. You do not need to squeeze this at all, okay? Once you've dabbed it a few times, you put this down. Then, the valve itself, yours might be different color, okay? But it's going to have a spot here with a little thing that sticks out, okay? That's like a little notch, okay? And that is going to go into your valve casing. You're going to see in your valve casing, I don't know if I can get in a spot where you can see from the light here, okay? But your valve casing is going to have like a little notch in it. If you can't see it in the video, hopefully you can see it on your baritone. But there's going to be a little, it's going to be smooth all the way around and there will be a little notch. That's where this little part that sticks out has to go. Okay, so I find where that notch is, and when I put in, here we go, I make sure that notch is right in the right spot, okay, and make sure it goes in and it's going up and down. You're going to hold this in just a little bit and screw this back in, okay. Once it's screwed in, move this up and down, okay? Just because it has a couple drops of oil, well, that just oils the spots that you put it in. But if you move this up and down, that's going to move the oil around all in there and make it so it's nice and smooth all the way through. Then you go on to the second one, unscrew from here, take that out, dab it over a garbage can in just the right places, make sure that notch is in the right spot, put it in, hold it down a little bit, and there we go. And then you work it in there, and you do the same thing with the third one. One at a time, always. If you put the first valve, it'll fit into the other valve casings, okay? But it won't play, okay? It's made so when I press this down, the holes make it so it changes to here. So the holes that are part of that valve needed to be in this particular casing, but there's no way to know it goes into that casing or another casing. They'll fit in all three, so you've got to make sure you only do one at a time and put them take it out, oil it, put it back in, and one at a time, and make sure that that spring doesn't get lost, okay? And then once you've got that all done, hopefully they'll all work and you'll be able to make sound on it. If you can't, you probably messed up on one of those things that we were talking about, and you got to be careful about that. If for some reason that happened, make sure you let me know, okay? I can't help you fix it if you don't let me know. I've had a lot of students do things wrong with it, and they're afraid to tell me, so then they end up just not practicing and not doing anything on the baritone. That is not good, okay? It's much better to tell me so I can see if I can fix it, and then you can be playing the baritone. That makes a whole lot more sense. So make sure if there is a mistake, something goes wrong, you gotta let me know. If your parents email me, let me know in a Zoom class, something, all right? Now, when you're done, don't forget to put this back on and to close it shut. I've had people just throw it into the case and then oil gets everywhere in their case, and that's really not good. All right, and then you close it shut and then you put it back in the case. Now, let's say some oil does get on you, okay? You need to avoid your mouth or your eyes. That is dangerous, okay? But it is not dangerous if it gets on your hand or something, or on your clothes, okay? It'll stain your clothes, but it's not dangerous to you. If it gets on your hand, it's not dangerous because it's on your hand. Just don't touch your eyes with it or put your hand in your mouth, okay? Go wash your hands before you touch your food or rub your eyes or anything, okay? Just use common sense, think safety. One of the reasons we waited until you're your age before we teach you this stuff is we want you to be responsible about this kinds of stuff. We obviously can't feel safe if someone's too young putting this into their hands. And also keep this away from younger brothers and sisters, okay? Not good for them. It could be dangerous, and they aren't as aware about the safety as you might be. So make sure you keep this away from the young ones, okay? So be safe, but sometimes you're going to need to oil your valves, okay? Try to take care of oiling your valves before any of our classes, so you're not stuck in the middle of a class, not able to do anything because you're taking all the time oiling your valve. Oil your valves before classes, so they're all ready to go. And don't oil it if it doesn't need it. Okay, only oil it if you're pressing the oil valve down and it's only coming up slow or not coming up at all. Then it's time to oil your valve and then take care of it. Okay, so keep that in mind. Keep good care of my baritone. On to the next page. One more page about baritone safety. May the